Welcome to Food Travelers. In this episode, we are at a buffet, actually at the Phnom Penh International Airport. It's located in a lounge, the Plaza Premium Lounge. Pretty interesting spot, and if you ever have the chance to actually come here while you're on a flight, I would definitely recommend coming here. The lounge is actually open from 6 a.m. until 12 midnight, and a few things that you can do to kind of get in there. In this case, if you are an Amex Platinum member, you can actually get into this lounge for free. You just got to hand over your card and they'll kind of process everything. And if you're not, you can actually go to the lounge for 2 hours, but it'll cost you about $45. So within the lounge, you have kind of this buffet section, and it was pretty interesting, Micah, compared to like some other places that we've kind of been to in terms of lounges, like the Delta Lounge, and other lounges that airlines offer. It kind of had that dedicated space for a buffet, which I thought was pretty interesting. And it's a pretty large lounge. It extends from essentially one side of the airport to the other. Phnom Penh International Airport isn't that huge, but it's not super tiny, but it does take up a lot of space, and there's a lot of amenities they kind of offer, including a shower, a place where you can get a massage or spa services. So it's pretty nice.
Yes, I mean, it definitely looks pretty big, and looking at the type of things they offer, like for example that infused cucumber water, that looks pretty good. I've been to a number of these Asian lounges around when I travel internationally, and I've always enjoyed the Asian lounges because they always have a hot station, they have like a soup station, and they have the wine and alcohol on a different station. Unlike the US lounges, a lot of the US lounges is always like a huge bar section, and the food area is big, but then they don't really have a hot station, which I kind of miss. And I think they should implement more of that if they ever do create a larger lounge.
Yeah, in this airport, one of the things I really liked was because you had, especially there's a noodle station there, and it's a little different because you kind of have the cooks or the chefs there to actually make something, and they kind of go through, whereas kind of more the lounges traditionally, especially those in like the US, where you kind of just find kind of the food just kind of sit there, right? And people are kind of watching as it dwindles down, they'll kind of replace it. In this case, you know, like I mentioned earlier, the noodle station is there. You can actually go in, order the noodle that you want, they'll make it for you. And so that's kind of nice because it's kind of one of those prepare as you go kind of things. But in this case, there was a pretty good amount of station sections, especially for here. They had a bakery section, a noodle station, kind of a hot station that kind of offered different meats and some kind of fried items. They also had kind of a dessert station as well that kind of contained some fruits and some kind of puddings and some other kind of Asian desserts that you could find. And then they kind of had this kind of snack/drink station where you can get your sodas and everything else. And then you can also grab some like spiced peanuts, some spiced dried peas, and banana chips. And so for me, some of the favorite snacks that I enjoy eating, which was there. So the airport, it gets kind of busy. So one of the things you do want to do is, if you get the chance to get there earlier, you kind of want to grab your stuff, because I found when I was there wasn't that many people at the beginning, but as flights kind of got closer, more and more people came in, and it kind of took a little bit longer to get the things you wanted. Not that I was in a huge rush, but definitely, you want to time yourself right if you get the chance to.
Yeah, as more people travel, there's definitely more time limits for these lounges, especially in the US. I know there's a lot of lounges with like a 2 or 3 hour limit, and doesn't matter of your cardholder status, you still have to abide by those rules, and it's not like you can just go in once and then come back out and then the timer restarts. That's pretty much all you get. So looking at your food videos here, that sticky rice, that definitely is different from my experience. I haven't had the opportunity to try coconut sticky rice or even jackfruit sticky rice. That definitely looks really good there. How does it taste? Like, was it pretty similar to outside?
It was pretty good. Like the rice texture was really nice. No, definitely the sticky rice you would bite in, but it wasn't where it would just stick all over your mouth. So the texture was really nice. The flavors were there. The coconut was very subtle. If you wanted something with a little stronger flavor, the jackfruit was definitely something more to kind of grab. It adds a little sweetness to it as you bite into the rice. So more of a dessert if you're not sure what jackfruit sticky rice is like. But as you saw with the dishes I had some fried rice, some steamed vegetables, and some teriyaki chicken they had as well. And so I kind of compiled all those and grabbed it. But as you can see at the interior, there's so much space here, so that was really nice. You kind of get your own little spot if you can find it, and kind of depending on what your mood is or how you felt at the time, you can kind of pick the seating in which you wanted. They had lounge chairs, or they had like tables where you could set up. Plenty of spaces where you can kind of set up a laptop and work if you wanted to. And one of the things I really enjoyed was as I came through, it had the Asian fruits. In this case, I actually grabbed some rambutan, and as that, I believe the English word for it, but essentially it's the round, red, kind of hairy-looking fruit, and those are one of my favorites. It has this really great, sweet, soft, tender texture to it once you open it and eat it. And as you see later on in the video, you'll see me actually opening it up because it's one of my favorites. Probably, I gotta say, top 10 fruits to have. And so definitely one of the choices you get, especially being in Asia, you get those fresh fruits that are more located in Asia as they are grown there predominantly. But you also get some other variety of fruits, as you saw, papaya and everything else. And everything just, the flavor-wise for fruits, for me personally, you just can't beat getting them in Asia because just the flavor of them. And I know we've discussed this before, Micah. They're just, it's on a different level, and you get it fresh in Asia. It just tastes so good.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Simon. Fruits in Asia are definitely better. You don't have to wait for it to be frozen and shipped over here to the US side, and it's definitely going to be more juicy sometimes. And then being in Asia, I mean, you got the weather, the temperature and everything, so everything's going to be a lot more ripe and a lot more sweet in comparison to when it gets here in the US. I know we mentioned this many times before, like eating mango in the US is always a little bit more on the sour side, or not quite the really sweetness that you get when you're in Asia. So I can see that, and just looking in the video right now, I'm like, my mouth is just drooling thinking about all the sweet fruits and the juices from it.
Yeah, and for the rambutan, like right there as you saw through the video, all you have to do is kind of squeeze it until it kind of pops, and then once you hear the pop, you can actually kind of rip it open really easy and get the meat that's inside. Something to remember is that there's a seed that's on the inside of it too as well, and the seed kind of sticks to the meat, so you kind of have to think about that, because you'll actually get a piece of the seed skin as you eat it if you don't kind of really watch it. But as you can see, I walked through one side to the other side of the airport, from where I was sitting to where the departure was, and overall, if you have a chance to stop by this lounge, do it. And to wrap up the episode are our notables, and unfortunately for this episode we did not have any notables.
And to support our channel, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm. And for more photos, follow us on Instagram. See you guys on the next episode.